Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mirror of Death. The rain came down hard that October night, hammering the roof of the abandoned diner off Route 19. The sign above the door still flickered weakly, Miller's Eatery, though the power had been cut decades ago. To most travelers, it was nothing more than a crumbling roadside ruin, but to those who knew its history, it was the last place where 22 people were ever seen alive. Locals said the killer's name was Samuel Crowe, a truck driver who vanished after the massacre of 1989. They said he murdered his victims with a meat cleaver and stored their remains in the diner's walk-in freezer before disappearing into the woods. Police never caught him. For years, the place became a ghost story, whispered among late-night truckers. They said if you passed the diner after midnight, you'd see headlights in your rearview mirror, but when you pulled over, no one was there. But tonight, Amber Ross, a true crime vlogger from Chicago, wasn't running from the story. She was chasing it. Her series, Real-Life Ghost Encounters You Can't Explain, had gained millions of views. Now she wanted her next episode to be different, darker. She wanted to prove what really happened at Miller's Eatery. She parked her car near the diner's cracked parking lot, her camera light slicing through the rain. October 12th, she said into the lens. I'm standing outside the site of one of North Carolina's most disturbing unsolved murders. Locals claim the killer, Samuel Crowe, still haunts this diner. Let's see if the rumors are true. The diner's door groaned open as she pushed it. The smell of rot and old grease filled her lungs. Her flashlight caught rusted stools, overturned tables, and a counter smeared with what looked like dark stains that had long since turned brown. The rain echoed through the shattered windows, and for a moment, she swore she heard footsteps upstairs, but she was alone. Amber set up her cameras, one by the counter, one facing the hallway leading to the freezer. Crowe's freezer, she whispered. They found blood dripping from it when the cops first arrived, but when they opened it, empty. No bodies, no trace, just claw marks on the inside. The clock on the wall ticked faintly, though it had no batteries. Midnight. Her EMF detector beeped softly. Okay, that's strange, she muttered. The temperature dropped sharply. Her breath came out in white clouds. The rain outside slowed to a faint drizzle, but inside the air felt alive, like the walls were breathing. Then came the sound, thump, from the back. Amber's camera swung toward the kitchen. Hello, she called, trying to keep her voice steady. No response. Only another thump, followed by the metallic clang of something hitting the floor. She edged closer, her flashlight trembling in her hand. Is someone here? The kitchen was dark, the air thick with decay. A row of knives still hung from the magnetic strip on the wall, each one rusted except one that gleamed faintly in her light. The cleaver. She froze. She hadn't noticed it before. All right, that's not funny, she whispered. She turned her camera toward herself, trying to laugh it off. Probably just some local pranksters trying to freak me out. Then she heard a voice, deep, male, right behind her. You shouldn't be here. Amber spun around, heart pounding, but no one was there. The camera caught her trembling hands as she whispered, Who's there? The lights flickered. A shadow passed across the wall, long and thin, like someone walking slowly toward her, but there was nothing in front of the camera lens. Her EMF meter spiked. The air grew heavy. Then the freezer door creaked open on its own. She aimed her flashlight toward it. Inside, she saw only darkness until she noticed the frost patterns on the door. They weren't random. They formed letters, words. Help us. Amber stepped back. No. Suddenly the door slammed shut. The whole diner seemed to shudder. The light from her camera flickered violently, and in one of the brief flashes, she saw him, just for a moment. A man standing behind the counter, tall, drenched, wearing a blood-stained apron, his face pale, eyes hollow, and in his right hand, the cleaver. Amber screamed and bolted toward the exit, but the door that led outside was gone. In its place stood another hallway, lined with red light and whispering voices. Come back, one voice said. Stay, said another. Join us, her flashlight sputtered out. The camera caught her rapid breathing, the sound of her boots hitting the tile as she ran. Every door she passed led to the same room, tables overturned, blood on the walls, plates shattered. Time was looping. Then she heard laughter, low, guttural, and close. I waited for someone like you. She turned, and he was there. Samuel Crowe, his eyes black pits, mouth twisted in a grin. You came to tell my story, he rasped. Now you're part of it. He raised the cleaver. Amber screamed. The camera fell. For a few seconds, the footage showed her feet kicking, scraping against the tiles. and then stillness. Only the faint hum of the diner's neon sign remained. 3 days later, a state trooper found Amber's car abandoned near Route 19. The driver's door was open, headlights still on. Her camera was recovered from a muddy ditch half a mile away. The footage went viral before authorities could confiscate it. Viewers reported strange things while watching, whispers through headphones, reflections moving behind the lens, and in the final frame, Samuel Crowe's face, staring directly into the camera, lips mouthing the words, "You're next." Since then, no one has entered Miller's Eatery, but sometimes truckers claim they see a woman standing by the window, holding a camera light. When they stop to look closer, she's gone. Only the faint flicker of neon remains, and the reflection of a cleaver glinting in the dark. They say the diner reopens every October for one night only, and if you pull over, just to see if it's true, you'll hear a man's voice whisper, deep, rough, familiar. "Welcome to Miller's. What'll it be tonight?" But the only thing ever served there now is death. And that's why no one drives Route 19 after midnight anymore. Because some stories don't just haunt you, they find you. And they never, ever let you go. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel.